Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mad Mike here. We got Eamon Payton, the voice of Inspire Pro Wrestling, and we are here to talk about Ring of Honor on this week's Midweek War. Now, Eamon, I'm going to let you go first. What is your one word for Ring of Honor this week?
My one word for Ring of Honor is it's not a word, dang it. Changes. I was gonna say card subject to change, but that doesn't work.
Okay, all right. My one word is going to be improvement.
Okay.
Yes. I really enjoyed this week's Ring of Honor show. I feel like they listened to us. I know that's not true, but I feel like the concerns I've had have been somewhat addressed.
Well, some of them.
Some of them, of course, yeah, and not all of them. Some of them I don't think are ever gonna go away, unfortunately.
Too many people like them for some reason.
Fuck you, Bobby. Eamon, what's your good for this week?
My good for this week was his match, but specifically Cedric Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed his work this week. I've seen him. I've been following his career pretty closely for the last year, and I've always been really impressed by him. I like the story that they're going with him and Rita Scott. I think it's really well done. I'm intrigued by it. It's not. Sometimes Ring of Honor tends to do a lot of these kind of stories, and sometimes they fall flat. But this one seems to be working pretty well. Like I said, I love how Cedric's doing, how he's changing his, he's certain aspects of his character and stuff like that. Really, really enjoy it. And his match with Romantic Touch was pretty good this week.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love the Alexander stuff. I love Caprice Coleman being on commentary. He brought a nice sense of backstory to it, which is good because as a new viewer, I don't know that kind of stuff. But Eamon, I do have to ask you a question first before I go on to my good. Okay. Who or what is Romantic Touch?
Well, Romantic Touch is a character who I think it's been like a couple years it's been around. Is supposedly Rhett Titus. I think it's kind of like established that it's Rhett Titus, but we're not supposed to. We don't really talk about it. Obviously, Veda Scott wanting to unmask him afterwards and reveal that he is Rhett Titus. In fact, I believe he actually first emerged to sort of seduce Veda Scott back when she was involved with Artie Evans. So it's a basically it's Rhett Titus in a mask. In a sense.
Okay, all right. Because I saw, like, I was watching Ring of Honor, everything was going great, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right. Because, is this your first time seeing him?
Yeah, this is my first, like I knew who Dalton Castle was just based on conversations we found on the Mayhem show.
Right.
But I've never seen nor heard of Romantic Touch before. I'm like, oh, this is different. Okay. I expected this guy to be on any other show during Wednesday. But for him to show up in ROH, it was very confusing for me. But I enjoyed the whole segment. My good this week is the Bullet Club. Because I swear they got me. They got me. The Young Bucks got me with the fake injury and having AJ come in to take out Ray Rowe and War Machine. They really got me. It was very well done. And, I don't know who's supposed to be the heel or the face in that match because War Machine kept acting like heels. Young Bucks were faces, but Young Bucks were doing the heel shit.
I think they did I think commentary did do a good job of establishing that, like, hey, War Machine wants to win. Nick Jackson got injured, but it was from an offensive maneuver. It's that happens in wrestling. They want to win this match. I think they did a good job of explaining it to where it didn't feel like, oh, Rowe and Hanson are like taking advantage of the Young Bucks or whatever.
But they still kind of were taking advantage of the Young Bucks.
Oh yeah.
I was just a little wonky. I mean, I understand Ray Rowe enhance it, they're gonna kill people. Like that's
Yeah.
the nature of the beast. But still, like, not even really a modicum of concern, you know?
Yeah, they gave him some time, I think. I mean, they gave him a commercial break or whatever.
Yeah.
I agree, and I thought it was a great thing to like get the Bucks over as heels. Obviously, and in Ring of Honor, you don't really have heels.
I was gonna say
Fan
it doesn't
base.
really work to get them over his heels when everyone's chanting Young Bucks.
Yeah, but Ring of Honor fans cheer for near everyone. So.
That's true.
But the only thing I never understand and this is a trope that happens sometimes in wrestling, and I never get it. Like when one member of a tag team gets injured and someone else comes in to beat the tag team partner, I never understand that. I don't think it. And the ref's like, "Yeah, go ahead, do it."
I
Like,
think it's like the de facto Freebird rule thing.
I guess.
Either that, or you can look to WrestleMania 9. You know when Yokozuna threw salt in Bret Hart's face, and then Bruce the Barber Beefcake came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bret said, "Go, Brutus, go get him, hit him with that famous, big boot and leg drop of yours, and become the WWE champion."
We would never see Brutus Beefcake again.
All right, Eamon, what would be your bad this week for Ring of Honor?
As far as the match quality wise, there was not a lot of like bad on the show. There is some stuff I would change, but there wasn't any real bad. My bad for this week is the opening for Ring of Honor, which was Roderick Strong's promo.
Oh, that was gonna be mine. Oh, Roddy is not strong on the mic.
People say, I think this year because of his work in like PWG and stuff like that like Roddy's gonna be the breakout star and he's finally gonna get signed and stuff like that. It was the most wooden promo. It
was really bad.
Yeah,
it was really.
And hey,
really
they
bad.
went an hour, and I think Jay Lethal's promo did a good job of selling the match more than anything. But yeah, Roddy. God, keep that dude away from Mike.
Roddy needs a manager in the worst way. I believe when I was watching Ring of Honor, I sent out a tweet something like, if Roderick Strong and Jay Lethal was a battle of promos, it would be Cheeseburger versus Moose. And and Moose actually favorited the tweet, which is yeah, like I didn't even tag him in it or anything. I guess he just Googles the word Moose and hashtag watch ROH, and he's like, oh yeah, that's about right.
Good on Moose.
My bad this week, the announcers, and for the most part, the announcers were okay. And I'm gonna say this again, when I really don't have anything glaring about Ring of Honor, stop screaming super kick. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. Like, I get it. It's a super kick.
For the most part, I like Steve Corino, but he has on commentary, he has his set of jokes, and he hits those jokes every single time.
Every single time. Like, I don't know why ROH is in a feud of 1995 WCW, but they are, with that over-the-top rope joke every week.
Steve Corino is one of those cases where he's an amazing heel wrestler, but that doesn't always translate over as a heel commentator.
Oh yeah, it almost never does, to be fair. But you know what? If the super kicks only happened, at the finish of a match, like.
But then again, this is a Young Bucks match.
Well, no, but they only scream it during Young Bucks matches.
Yeah.
Like if it was just the finish and it happened once, one time screaming super kick for a finish, totally fine. Like people scream RKO, that's fine. If you scream out the name of a finisher, I'm totally good with that. But that's not even the Young Bucks finisher. Like it's like an indie taker or whatever the fuck they call it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's their call. It's what they're made famous for. I get it. Like it's annoying as hell.
You robot out a little bit there, Eamon.
Oh, sorry. Am I back?
Yeah.
All I said was Ring of Honor fans love it, but Ring of Honor fans love a lot of things. So
yeah, Ring of Honor fans. Anyway, what would be your one change this week, Eamon?
My change for this week comes from the main event, which was originally Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, which then got changed into a tag match with them against the Addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have split that up between 2 episodes.
Okay.
I would have, you know what I mean? Like I would have loved for them to have Cole and O'Reilly have a competitive match, and then have the Addiction or have Christopher Daniels attack, get them disqualified, whatever, and then have that match happen next week or on a future episode.
See,
Because
the only reason I think it works the way it did is because if it happens instantaneously, you don't get the Kingdom like being able to talk to Adam Cole for a week. Like, why are you doing this match? Like that, you just get the reaction of them celebrating afterwards. And I think that's a better visual.
yeah, I agree. My thing was my reasoning for that is that the whole thing felt kind of rushed.
Okay. Okay,
Like
that's
like
fair.
And I feel like Adam Cole beating the tag team champions in, I think when the tag match started, I think it was like 6-7 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
Before the show ended. Like I don't know about that. I would have loved to split up because I would have loved to give more time to Cole and O'Reilly and more time to the tag match.
Now, Cole and O'Reilly, what was their tag team name again?
Future Shock.
Future Shock. Okay,
They tag team.
I got confused with Time Splitters for a second. But
No, yeah.
the one thing I think I would have changed was I think I'd have changed the reaction of Bobby Fish.
Yep.
Because well, no, I mean I know he came out to help and all that stuff, but you can actually kind of give a little bit of depth to Red Dragon, which I don't feel they have because I don't know who they are as individuals. But you could have had Bobby Fish come out and maybe play like a little bit of a jealous partner. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's the deal? Hanging out with your ex? I don't like it.
I think
you know what I mean? Like after they fought off the Addiction and everything, you could have had him like maybe kick Adam Cole or something like that, or just some kind of friction. Because let's be honest, Cole and O'Reilly, the Future Shock, just beat the champions. Red Dragon hasn't been able to do that. So if they're going that way toward the future, that's fine. I think a little tease of it would have been good.
I think the reasoning for that reaction that he gave was, or the lack of reaction, was in the sense of, and I know this isn't really covered, but I don't think the Red Dragon and the Kingdom really have any issue with one another. Is the thing like they haven't been feuding or anything, or they really don't. They're not really at each other's throats. It's just a case of Adam Cole being a part of the Kingdom, but also having this relationship with Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay.
They haven't, for my knowledge, they haven't like feuded really at all before then.
Okay, I mean, I just think it's a little like I want to see more depth out of these guys because they're good wrestlers. I just don't care about Red Dragon right now. Like I get Adam Cole, he's the conflicted guy in the Kingdom. That's good. That's good. He doesn't really need much promo time for me to gather that story. But I need something more from Red Dragon because the Kingdom's good. The Addiction, they're obviously fantastic. And I need something more out of Red Dragon for it. Like I just didn't need it because everyone tells me how good they are, and I have no.
I think that's another big problem with Ring of Honor. It's just the case of like it's like Red Dragon's great, but it's like they only great because of their. I mean, they're great for other reasons. They kind of were the Addiction before when the Addiction was in TNA.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Daniels and Kazarian, they could sell me on anything.
Well, no, what I mean is that when Daniels and Kazarian were doing that stick in TNA, they were kind of doing it in Ring of Honor.
Oh,
like they were kind of being, they were kind of being the comedy guys that were having fun and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I need to see more of it because I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen thing one of that since they've been on Destination America. If that's what they are, and the Addiction just took their shtick, okay, say la vie. But still, you gotta have a backup plan because otherwise, they're just like the Wolves now, who I don't care about at all.
Yeah. But hey, that's the thing. Yeah. That's kind of what everyone in Ring of Honor, for the most part, is they're really great wrestling, or they're really great at wrestling. Okay.
Yeah,
And I like Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, but
I'm glad I'm actually able to tell them apart now.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I knew they
That
were
was
different
nice.
people. I just didn't know which name fit which person. Uh,
Right.
so
Which
Eamon,
one
where?
looks more like a fish?
Yeah. I'm just gonna call him Bobby Sturgeon from now on.
That's pretty great.
It's a little bit easier for me. Eamon, where would you rank Ring of Honor this week? I think we might be simpatico this week.
I have a feeling. I ranked Ring of Honor number 2 because I felt there are some good matches on this week's Ring of Honor. While I felt like the two main events were short, I felt that they were still pretty good. Cedric Alexander, like I said, did great, and War Machine against the Young Bucks / AJ Styles was really competitive and nice. And I mean, you could put those guys in the ring together anytime, and it'd be great. So
Yeah, I also got Ring of Honor at number 2. This was my favorite episode of Ring of Honor that I've watched since they came to Destination America. If it's gonna be more like this from now on, because clearly this was still from the old tapings, but they made it seem fresh by putting in some pre-match promos, some match promos like leading up to other stuff, and they talked about the pay-per-view a lot quicker than last time. So if this is more the norm for Ring of Honor, then that's a great thing. That's a great thing because especially with Lucha going away, we're gonna need some help because who knows what's
that
gonna happen
that
at the end of
that,
September.
that number 1 spot isn't going to be so secure anymore. So
No, it won't. And who knows? Who knows who's gonna take it next week, Eamon? I have no idea. So where can the good people find you on the internet, sir?
they can find on the internet. They can find me on a little website you may have heard of it called Twitter at Amen to Please, and you can also follow at Inspire Pro Res for all the stuff I do for Inspire Pro Wrestling.
Alrighty, and you can find me on that very same Twitter site at MadMike4883. You can also find both of us on the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook page. We don't plug that enough. There's a lot of great conversations going on there. Sometimes we just post stupid shit, but it's fun to read, fun to watch, and sometimes there are weird videos about little kids getting contracts. But if you want more Wrestling Mayhem Show, and Lord knows you do, go to sorgatronmedia.com, go to wrestlingmayhemshow.com. We have so much content for you, and it's all for free. We have Wrestling Mayhem Show. We have Eamon, Indie Mayhem Show, going on right after. Tons of interviews with lots of people on ROH, lots of people from Inspire, IWC, all across the board. We got interviews from everyone. And,
Couple of names we just mentioned on the show.
Exactly. And just if you want to tune in live on Tuesday nights, live.sorgatronmedia.com, we have programming from 5:30 to roundabout midnight. So yeah, anything you want for your listening needs. So Eamon, we're 2 down. We got 2 more shows to go. 2 pay-per-views.
Piling
Ish.
through. Pay,
Ish, because we didn't pay for either of them. But
we got 2 more views this week.
Yes, we do. So tune in next week and tune in for the rest of the evening where we talk more about wrestling on the Midweek War.